Good morning. As you might know, I'm working on my bachelor final thesis, and the core of my research is to implement some of your kindergarten's educational practices in our country. This is the reason why I am going to ask you some questions. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
To begin with, tell us a bit about yourself, that is, describe your job in the kindergarten, and tell us what kind of training you have had in the time you have been working with children.
Okay. I'm a teacher in the kindergarten, and I have an education who goes over 3 years, full-time study, and it has been 26 years
Oh my god. Yeah.
since I finished. But over the 26 years, I have been taking a lot of courses and some new subjects to improve my education.
In the university or?
Yes,
Yeah?
it wasn't called a university then, but now the education is in a university.
Okay.
Yes.
And as an educational agent, which are the most relevant things for you? I mean, in your opinion, which principles are essential in a preschool class?
I think that children are learning through playing,
Okay.
and we make it possible for them to play by putting things for them to make the game interesting, or we maybe suggest some subjects into the game, and also the social part in learning how to play together. I think that's the most important thing in the world today, because they have just a few years in the kindergarten, and after that they have a long many years in school. So two difference. The kindergarten is something special and school is something else.
So I suppose that here you teach according to that principles.
Yes.
Okay. And have you always taught like that?
Mostly, but the frames have changed over the years. That make a difference. I will answer that later on in the questions.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did you make the change? Maybe because of the courses or you have taken in the university? Or?
Yes, sometimes that can be there, but we can also be. The children can make us interested in some special subjects, and then we follow up.
Okay.
And make it happen. Or maybe I have some special subject that I'm interested, then I can work with that in the kindergarten, and so with the other other people I work with can also come with their subjects, and we can make things happen. But we have a plan, a national plan that we have to build upon. So we can't just do what we will, but we have a lot of freedom in how we do things in the kindergarten.
So you try to follow children's interests, or?
Yes, we have to. What's the world today? What do kids need today to manage the life in our society?
Okay. And in your opinion, which are the most meaningful and noteworthy activities you make?
I think that today, okay, to help the kids to understand themselves and what to do, for good and for bad, during the playtime. We talk a lot to the children. And explain a lot for them, and make a discussion with the children so they can help themselves to find the right way. And we see a lot of progress in this. It is different for a child of 2 years, and 3 years, and 4 years, and 5 years, but that's in progress all the time. So the social thing, I think, is the most important, and learning to be in a group.
which type, for example, can you make an example of an activity you make that you think that it's the most important activity? Like, for example, going to the forest or going into the swimming pool, or which activity do you like?
I would like to think that every thing you choose is important because you put a lot in it. If you go to the forest, it brings you health, you can walk and you have fresh air, and you can tell them about the trees, and if you see some animals you can tell facts around it, or you just can use you can smell, you can listen, and you talk a lot about it, so you bring some interest into it. And we can make it like a game. Could you find something? You can put mathematics inside. You can do everything. So we think that we can implement all the things we can.
Okay.
And we think that the children who are interested learns them. And maybe if a child is not interested, maybe the next walk in the forest or the next year he or she is ready to take this in.
Okay, and it's something that would you like to change? It's a difficult question, I know.
Yes, but I think we change along as we walk, because we have different kids, and we do not do the same things with the same children. We do something new because we know they know about this. So we go a step further, or we go a step down if we have some new kids. So we change it all the time because we use a lot of observation to get to know one and each of the children we have.
So you are changing every time?
Yes. Yeah. We do not do the same with the same children all the time. It should be in progress all the time.
And in this kindergarten there are children of very different ages in the same class. What are the pros and the cons of it? The positive aspects and the negative aspects of having different children in the class?
The positive
and negative.
Yes, the positive, I think that the children learn from each other.
Okay.
And they learn to help, and they learn to play together. They learn to be tolerant.
Yeah, and finally in the society they are going to be with different
yes, of
people
course. So
in the park or
I think that's positive. But the cons of it, maybe they have to all the time be waiting and considerate all the other children. Maybe they should get some more time for themselves.
Okay.
Because it can be too much
difference. The rhythms are different sometimes.
So the big one must wait for the little ones, but the big ones need something to inspire them, or some subjects to work on for themselves. So this can be difficult because we are so few people working with the children.
How many are you?
We are 3 adults working on the children, and we have 20 children from 2 to 6 years old.
Okay, and do you have different roles? Each one has different roles?
Yes, we have different education.
Okay.
So the leader has to have an education, like me. I'm a teacher. But we, in our group, we have another teacher, and this is special today. This is not normal because we don't have so many teachers. And so we have one who has worked as an assistant, and he or she doesn't have to have an education. But I think it's best to have an education because then you know how to work with children.
Okay.
And this is special. This is different if you have education and if you don't. But they have the person that we have as an assistant has been working for many years, so she has a lot of experience.
Okay.
So that's good too.
According to nature, the relationship with nature is really strong in the Norwegian society. and the school is the reflect of that society. So here, of course, you daily have it in mind as well. Why do you think that is important for children being in contact with nature?
I think this, as you say, is special for Norway because we appreciate the nature and we live by it, in it, and it's very important for us. I think about you have the clean air, it's special, and we love it. And you can move about, you can go for walks or physics or make exercises in the wood. You can learn about the nature, science, you can follow the seasons, you can have different activities, you can learn about taking care of the nature.
Okay.
It's important. And so you have about nature and art. You can make picture of the nature, or you can just use your eyes, look at the nature as a calming point in life. You can see, you can feel, you can listen to the nature. So I think it gives you a lot of things that we appreciate. So we love it. And we like to be outside. We think that the space around us, you can use it in different ways. That is very important to the whole, to
even when
the body.
Even when the weather is bad like today,
yes,
children are out.
Yes, we don't mind if the weather is stormy or wet.
No.
We like to feel the elements, and like we feel we get strong by being out in the elements.
Yeah.
We can endure a lot of things by being outside.
Yes.
So there's not bad weather, there's just much weather.
And families have also a significant weight in the kindergarten. What kind of involvement do they have?
We have to work with the parents all the time and ask them what they think is important, and we have to also tell them that the politics in the kindergarten are also important, and we have to find some like a middle way to make things happen. But we listen to the parents all the times, and we have meetings that they can come and say how they feel about the kindergarten or about the child, and they can wish that we do like that or that, and we can see if it's possible.
For me, it's very shocking, for example, that they came into the kindergarten without shoes and they stay playing a bit with their children, and they are in the kindergarten. They don't feel outside, they don't stay at the door. They are always inside and have breakfast with them, maybe. For me, it's shocking, but I think that it's really important.
We want to do that because we don't want to. We want them to see. This is an open. Everybody can come here and see us work. We can't just shut the door down. We have to welcome everybody. This is a public place for children, and there is no secrecy going on here. So we just wanted to see and experience what the day can be for their child. It's important because I can tell them about it, but when they see for themselves, that's stronger.
Yeah, of course.
And they understand much more when they see it with their own eyes.
And the community of the society, I mean, for example, people who clean and other type of workers are also able to come to see.
Yes, we want to have it in public, and we want the children to learn to appreciate the people that washes the kindergarten. They are not something hid away, but they are important persons to us, and this is a way of accepting everybody. And this is important in Norway. Or at least in written, we should accept everybody, and we should welcome everybody.
And what do you do to promote and ensure the cooperation with the parents, and the community? Do you do something to be an open school?
Yes, but the community puts rules for us and visit us, and we attend some programs which the community has sent to us. So this is just give and take all the way. As for the families too, we are an open kindergarten, so they can come and they can see for themselves.
Okay, so you invite them and they come.
Yeah, and sometimes, and we have some
okay.
qualities meetings that they should see if we are doing the right things. They are entitled to come here and do so.
For example, today I have come and I have seen a sign in the door about Christmas something.
Yes.
That's of course about the community, isn't it?
It's actually it's the university. It's a student society who do things for other students and for the children, who are inviting them to come to some doing at the university before Christmas.
Okay.
So we cooperate with university too.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we see we can have some give and take and some positive things with others, we do it.
And we have previously talked about the activity you make here, but where do they come from? How do you set up their aims? It's something besides the interest of the children, maybe methodology, or I don't know, Reggio Emilia, Waldorf pedagogy.
Yes. But in Norway things have changed. It's trendy, understand?
Trendy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
trendy.
Things have changed over the time, how we work with the children.
Now how it's where do you get the inspiration?
I have been working so long, so I'm almost back to the old days sometimes, and that's because I'm I think it's very important that the children are developing socially, and I see that they need it today because the society demands a lot of children and young people today. So then it's back to being polite, being kind to one and each other. So this I think is important, and this is nothing new. This is to respect other. I think is important today. But also I would like to teach the children about mathematics, culture, art, fairy tales, painting, or outside go for walks in the woods. So I'll do a little bit of everything every year, and some next year I maybe change some of the subjects.
Okay. And how is the evaluation? How do you make it?
We talk every day with the parents, almost. We have a good contact with the parents, and that I think is important.
Yeah, very important.
And so we have meetings with the parents that we can evaluate. And so we have people I work with, we talk together, we have meetings, and we write down what we have been doing, and if it has been good or bad, or what we will change, or what we will do next. So we have some days during the year, we have some days without children, and we have meetings and talk about how things are going and what to do next.
How do parents get feedback? You have told me that you speak to them, but is there any written?
Yes,
aspect?
I gave you a formula.
Yeah.
We have some written down, but we talk a lot also.
But it's not the main important. The main important is the daily
Yes.
Huh?
This is a
Okay.
choice we have made
Mm-hmm.
from all the years I've been working, that this functions best. They talk about to the parents every day,
Okay.
and they tell us that they are happy with.
With this system.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes this isn't that important because they feel that they have got enough talking in
Yeah.
the daily basis. But I think then we have succeeded, and they can we can have meeting whenever they feel it. Then we just make time for it, so they don't have to wait to springtime, or we can, when something is important,
And
we do
correct
it.
it in the moment. you
We
mean,
do it
yeah. I
as
think-
quick as we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. And regarding punishment, how do you manage children bad behavior in class? Do you shout or send them out to the corridor? What kind of role do you take?
I believe, and we practice here, that we are talking to the children. And sometimes we can do it in the room, other times to not put pressure on one child. We take it outside and talk in private
Mm-hmm.
to respect the child. And when we have made an understanding with the child, we go back. We always go back. I don't believe that the child should come back by itself. It's too difficult, and it can be difficult for an adult too, if you
Yes.
have somebody have been angry with you. So, but we try to speak calmly and make an understanding with the child that this wasn't a good idea to behave like that, and then we are back again.
And do you think that it's okay that it functions?
Yes, because the response we get from the child afterwards is appreciating the method.
Mm-hmm.
They come to you and want to be close to you and show that they can behave. So I think that's working very well.
And to sum up, after the activities you make here, what do children learn in your kindergarten? The most important thing that learn here in the kindergarten.
I think they learn a lot. And we use a lot of observation, and that's the way to find out what they have learned. And the talking, as I told you before, we are talking a lot to the children, and then you can ask them questions about special subjects, and we get the right answer back. And we follow the development from each child,
Mhm.
like the language, how they are doing, and we know that it's okay. Or we find some problems, then we have to work with it. So we work with some children alone.
You
to-
have
to-
a specific.
Yes,
aims.
we do that when it's needed.
And finally, do children enjoy in your kindergarten? Do they come happy to school?
Yes, I think so, because
me
the
too.
because the parents are telling that they want to go to the kindergarten also on Saturday and Sunday. They are early up. I want to go to the kindergarten,
Yeah.
and sometimes when they are leaving the kindergarten, they are crying. I don't want to leave.
Yeah, I have seen that many
But-
times.
but
here.
sometimes children maybe I don't like the kindergarten today, but next day it's okay. So they are human.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome.